Hey everybody, Bones here, Bones Garage, bringing you update what's going on at the garage. So, 1974 Ford Gran Torino, the Starsky and Hutch car. We are moving right along on this little girl. She is coming out fabulous. As you can see by that big empty space over there and those two little holes, we now have the carburetor off of the manifold. She is completely disassembled and soaking in a carburetor cleaner. There was a lot of dried fuel in there, and it turns into a varnish and a gook and blocks up all of the passageways inside the carburetor. So the overnight soak in the cleaner will free all that stuff up and get that carburetor extremely nice and clean. Next thing we did was we did a full tune-up on her. We put a new cap, new distributor rotor. We also went inside the distributor, removed the points, and put in a magnetic pickup system in there. They are absolutely fabulous. Nothing to go wrong, nothing to go bad. They work all the time. With that, we were also able to put a new coil in. So we went from a 25,000 volt coil to a 45,000 volt coil. This will give a much better spark to the spark plugs, which will burn the fuel better, give you a little bit better fuel economy, and it will also give you a little bit more power. We also put all new spark plugs in, new spark plug wires. The next thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be replacing all of the heater hoses and all of the vacuum lines in here, or as many as we can get to. Because again, they are all dry rotted, and whatever is good we will leave, whatever is bad we will change out. We have already taken the radiator and completely drained it of fluid, antifreeze, and we are replacing the upper and lower hoses, and we will be replacing all the antifreeze. We will give it a good flushing to try and get any kind of gook that was left behind out of it. On that side, you can see we've also put a new dual brake master cylinder in there. So this way he will have brakes, because again, they were 14 years of sitting. All of the seals inside that master cylinder, they're going to go bad, and it might work for a little while, but it won't work for long. Next thing I want to show you is the carburetor. We have her all apart and sitting in this nasty goop here. This stuff is just nasty. When you open the top of this can, it is just the most disgusting smell you will ever smell. Between the varnish of the old fuel and the chemicals that it is soaking in, it takes your breath away. So I'm going to close this back up, but there is a carburetor soaking. That's part of it. And then over here, we have the top half of it and all of the little pieces that we can put in there to soak and let all of the nastiness that was on there come off. In this little pan here, we have the float. That is the carburetor float. And if you look right there, you can see a small crack that has developed in the float. Now what happens with that is fuel gets in there and weighs down the float, so it doesn't close the needle and seat, which are right there. That's your needle, and your seat is inside the carburetor, and it will not allow it to close, so there will be fuel pouring into the carburetor constantly and flooding everything out and getting all over the place. Here we have the idle adjustment screws. Those are your air mixture screws. We will be cleaning those off by hand and getting those nice and clean. And then over here we have the old power valve. And I don't know if you can really see it, but yeah, there you go. You can see how cracked the rubber is in there. And if you just notice that, as I pushed on it, a piece of the rubber just popped out. So all of the rubber on this car has been sitting for so long, it is all cracked and nasty. And you can see that right there, how bad all the rubber is on that. This is the brand new power valve that will be going in. And this thing works very nice. You can push it down, it will open and close the way it's supposed to. This is the seat right there that the needle sits inside of. That little needle that I showed you, that is the seat. And this little needle right here, that little needle right there that I'm waving back and forth, will sit inside that seat. The little rubber on the end will actually seal and stop the fuel from flowing into the carburetor. So that's how a float with the needle and seat works. So that's what's going on with the car. I will keep you up to date as we go and show you more. Alrighty guys, have a good one. Talk to you soon. Okay, bye.